Is there a chance that they could meet again? Recently over the past a few weeks ago, during the June to July summer break, and during the hiatus of the Friendship is Magic Season 7, DHX Media here in North America finally released a couple of specials, MLP specials, that had already been seen in other parts of the world. These, of course, were the 30-minute Equestria Girl specials. Now, speaking of EG, as they call it for short, they're supposed to get their own series. But the big difference, though, and I think this is a smart move on DHX Media's part, is the Equestria Girls series is YouTube online only. And so it'll be exclusive to YouTube. It'll be like, I think, part of YouTube Red, YouTube Kids, whatever. But it'll be part of that. And I think this is a smart business move. Because one, they realize that not a lot of people like Equestria Girls. The adult fan base or anything don't really like Equestria Girls that much. I mean, they may make exceptions here and there if the story is good. Or if it's a movie and it ties in somewhat with Friendship is Magic. But on the other hand, that's really about it. There's nothing really plentiful about the spinoff. So putting it on YouTube is, I think, the best move because one, you don't want to confuse the viewers, adults and kids, on two series with the My Little Pony name, and when kids are expecting to see when kids and adults are expecting to see Friendship is Magic, they instead see Equestria Girls. So I think it's a smart move on their part to do that. But despite the fact that the specials didn't really do so well, they kind of got a mixed reaction. The only positive that came out of any of them was from the last one, which was Mirror Magic. The reason for this is because basically in the first, I would say, 2 to 3 minutes, maybe first 5 minutes of the show, of the special, I should say. Within the first 5 minutes, I would say about 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes, you had an interaction between Sunset Shimmer and Starlight Glimmer. Had an interaction between the two. And we're not talking an interaction on Equestria Girl's part. We're talking an interaction in the Friendship is Magic part. Because you see, the one thing that I will say about this is at least the specials did something that not a lot of people like, but we do have to tie it together. We have to, tie it together, and that is basically they acknowledge that Friendship is Magic and Equestria Girls of the same continuity. Different timelines, different worlds, but basically same continuity. In other words, well, not same continuity, but basically they are connected. They are connected in a way. So, at least that's a positive. And the biggest positive, of course, for a lot of fans was the dream matchup, or the dream meetup, I should say, of Starlight and Sunset. Now, the question, though, is, even though they teamed up, even though they met up in the Friendship is Magic world, and then basically teamed up and were around each other in the human world, the question remains: will they meet again? Now, apparently, with the whole Equestria Girls minis short, or whatever you want to call it, apparently there is another Starlight Glimmer. Apparently, there could be another Starlight Glimmer down the line, unless she goes back and forth. Unless the original character goes back and forth, there is a chance that another Starlight will show up. How do I know? How would I know this? Well, it's real simple. From a continuity standpoint, if you kind of connect the two shows together, but from a continuity standpoint, Twilight didn't think there was another her in that world. That is until the cliffhanger at the end of the second movie, and that's followed up in the third movie, that only then did we see that there was indeed a human counterpart called Sci-Twi, or Twilight, or Sci-Twilight, or Twilight Sparkle there. or Sci-Twi as people have nicknamed her. So we knew at the end of the second movie, and then followed up in the third movie, that there was a human counterpart. And at the end of the third movie, we see that the Twilight sparkle of Friendship is Magic enters the human world and encounters her human counterpart. So at least through that, we see that, she meets up with basically a human counterpart. She knows that there is a human version of her there. So when you have Sunset basically tell Starlight that she hasn't seen a human version of her yet, that basically should indicate that there is a human version. She just hasn't shown up yet. Yeah, the human version of Starlight has not shown up yet. So expect that to happen when this series takes off on YouTube and such down the line. Expect the Equestria Girls series to have a Starlight, an actual human version of Starlight Glimmer in it. But again, though, the question is, will Sunset and Starlight meet up again? And would this meet up again? Well, that's a good question. And I would have to, in my opinion, say yes. I think they will. And I think it's going to be in favor of Friendship is Magic. Hear me out. We know that there's going to be a finale this year with a season finale. We know that season 7 has a 2-part finale. Now, if she shows up there, that would be amazing. We also know that season 8 is supposed to have We also know that season 8 is going to have a premiere. We don't know if it's 2 parts or not. And we know that possibly its season 8 finale, its season finale for season 8, could possibly be in 2 parts or so. But the big question is, will Starlight meet up with Sunset again? And I believe she will. And like I said, I believe it's going to be in the favor of Friendship is Magic. And it's going to happen before the series comes to an end. And I think it's going to happen within the next few seasons. Why do I say that? It's real simple. It's real simple. You're establishing the fact that Sunset Shimmer is accomplishing all her goals of redemption in the human world for what she had done. Now, if this follows a timeline and a continuity the way it should, then Sunset and her friends, the human main 6, if you will be graduating from high school real soon. Now, if I'm a story writer, if I'm a writer for the series, for both series, that is, then I have a goal, then I have an end goal in mind for Sunset. And that end goal is once she graduates, she has to leave the human world and go back to Equestria. She has to go back to the pony world. Because not only has she graduated high school, but in her last few years there, she has redeemed herself, and now she can go back with a clear conscience and be able to face Celestria again in that moment of forgiveness that all fans want to see. So I believe that's going to be the end game or the end goal for Sunset Shimmer from a continuity standpoint. How Starlight plays into this? Well, quite simple. Starlight is going to want to visit the human world again, but she'll find out from Twilight, or at least somehow, that there's some kind of like summer vacation over in that area. And it frees up Sunset. So Sunset could end up coming back to the Equestria world for a little bit of a break, a little bit of a vacation, and kind of reestablish herself back in the Equestria world, and kind of give fans a sneak peek or a taste of what will come. What I'm saying is, I believe we are going to see a meetup between these two again, and it's going to happen on the friendship side of deals, the Friendship is Magic side of deal, the friendship is Magic side of the mirror, if you catch my drift. So yes, I do believe we're going to see these two meet up again. It's going to happen possibly within the next few years, if not within the next few seasons or sooner. Again, I don't think it'll happen in the season finale for season 7. That'll be too soon. But I'm almost sure, in my opinion, that they will meet up again within probably season 8, or most than likely season 9 or 10 if we go that far, which I think they're going to. So they're going to meet up. There's no doubt about it. And like I said, whether they meet up during season 8 as part of the two-part season premiere, if there is a two-part premiere, or the two-part or multi-part season finale, if there is one for season 8, I believe one of those two parts is where they're going to meet up. And it's going to be Sunset coming back over. Now, like I said, the way they would make this happen is up to the creative staff. But I believe the way the creative staff is going to make it happen, if the series is coming to an end, and on the friendship side of things, and the Equestria Girls series may just be a YouTube exclusive, which means I guess it can go as long as it wants to, but probably just go for a season or so, or two, then I could see a little bit of a tie-in right there. And like I said, what that tie-in could be is Sunset and the main 6 graduating, and then because of the graduation, that basically means Sunset is now free to go back to the Equestria Girl, is now free to go back to the Equestria world, and with a clear conscience, because she would have accomplished her goals, she would have redeemed herself. Now she can go back with a clear conscience and be able to make up with Celestria and everybody else. And it would be a good passing of the torch as well, if you think about it. A lot of people say that Starlight is going to be the one to take Twilight's place, maybe as the leader, the de facto leader of the main 6, if they keep them together. If that moment happens, that would happen towards the end of the series. However, the creative staff may have other plans for Starlight. Starlight may be, like some people have speculated, Starlight may be creating her own little groupies, her own little group, if you will, to fight and defend Equestria with. So she may be out of the picture. But then again, on the other hand, Sunset could come in and she would be the one that would basically have the torch passed to her, because not only had she redeemed herself, but now she is able to do what's right. She's able to lead the pack, if you will. Sorry for that interruption, but like I was saying, I feel that if they're going to meet up again, it's going to be towards the end of a season. It's going to be around the end of a season finale within the next few years, because, like I said, I have a feeling Friendship is Magic may just go on for another few years. I mean, the fact that the movie's coming out, that's going to do big business for them, and they're already projecting big business next year. I truly believe Friendship is Magic is going to be around for at least another couple of seasons. And again, I believe that within these couple of seasons, we're going to get Sunset, Shimmer coming back and meeting up with Starlight, because, like I said, I have a feeling they've got an end goal in mind for Sunset. I truly do, and that end goal is for her to return to Equestria. Because what I feel they got planned is they're going to bring in a human version, an actual human version of Sunset, in the end. And when the Sunset we know goes back, I have a feeling a human Sunset's going to show up, and she's going to be everything that Sunset has become and was beforehand. She's going to basically be the Sunset that is very friendly. Basically, she'll be like Sunset is now, but more along the lines of she'll be what Sunset was even before she got corrupted, before she, did what she did. Like, basically, this is the Sunset that doesn't have no troubles, doesn't have no troubled past or anything like that, doesn't need redemption. And again, I feel that's what's going to happen. Now, I could be wrong, and they could just have her graduate, and they all go their separate ways, and that'd be great. And that's probably what they'll do. But still, it'll be interesting if they go that route. But like I said, I feel that when they meet up again, it's going to be in the favor of Friendship is Magic, and basically, that's how it's going to come to an end, basically, for the series, maybe for the Sunset Shimmer arc. It's just, I feel in the next couple of years, next few seasons, because again, like I said, they're going to get more seasons. You're going to have Sunset and meeting up with Starlight again, but this time in Equestria. Either she comes back sort of as part of a vacation, and it basically this vacation plot takes place during a 2-part premiere or finale for an upcoming season. Who's to say? Right? Who's to say? But I truly believe Sunset is going to be coming back to Equestria, because you can't just have her do a dream meetup, if you will, with Starlight and have her come back briefly in Mirror Magic and not really and just get a communication journal with that she uses to communicate between her and Twilight. You can't just have her come back and do that and not follow up on it in the end, or not have something planned for the future. And I think that's what's going to happen. They have something planned for the future, and that's how these two are going to meet up again. Now, they could send Starlight back to the human world, and that'd be great too, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think this time around, it's going to be the opposite. You're going to have Sunset meeting up, going back to Equestria, whether it's because she's on vacation, and in the vacation ties into, let's say, a 2-part premiere or finale, or she's graduating from high school along with the rest of the main 6, and because of that, she's now accomplished her goals, she's redeemed herself, and now she's and now she can go back with a clear conscience to Equestria and make up with Celestria, make up with Princess Celestria and move forward. I truly believe that's what's going to happen. Now, I could be wrong, but I think the door is left open for this to happen. I think the people at DHX Media know that another meetup's going to happen, but another meetup has to happen, but it has to happen on the friendship side of things. Because if it doesn't, then why even do Mirror Magic? You know what I'm saying? Why even do it if you're not going to follow up on it? So I truly believe a follow-up is going to happen. It's going to take place. And really, that's all I can say. So there's not really much else I could say about that. But I truly believe these two are going to meet up. I really do. Once again, and I think it's going to be on the friendship side of things. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think they'll meet up again? And do you think it'll be on the friendship side of things? And how do you think it's going to occur? Do you think Sunset it's going to happen because Sunset and the main 6 are going to graduate and now she can go back because she's accomplished everything? Or do you think it's going to be because Sunset may be on summer break, on a summer vacation, and she's just coming back to Equestria to kind of get a feel for it again, kind of get herself adjusted again for that moment that she may come back permanently? Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like, and I will talk to you all later. Peace out. God bless.